Oh shit, I came to VA1. Let me make sure I have a bow staff. Okay, yeah. So, how long have you been playing Succession? About 4 months ago. Oh, really? You're from Colombia? Okay. Uh, 4 months ago, you've been playing Succession Tamer, and you've been doing PVE. Okay. I will. I'll keep that in mind because there's some things that you will want to keep and remember from the pre-awakening. When you play Awakening. Okay, I'll take notes. All right.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Wait.
That's one of my favorites. Let me tell you something. I gotta check something. Okay. So, if you've been playing for about 4 months, you should have enough skill points. This is my alt. This is my alt tamer, so I only have 951. So you should have enough skill points to be able to get everything. Take everything in the awakening tree. Uh, these are everything is preference, man. I'm just gonna tell you how I like things. I like resonance over horror slam because I like the 13-second cooldown and it's got super armor for armor. So I prefer resonance. Horror slam is more damage, but and then I like jolt, stab, and breath spike because you can combo from one into the other by just pressing left mouse button. There's actually two ways to combo into it. You can do it because both of them have two hits, and depending on when you hit left mouse button, it will cancel either the second hit of the first one or the first hit of the second one. So it's kind of versatile. Okay. So this is my recommendation. This is both Succession and Awakening. This is how I play. In the pre-awakening, uh, I always do flash all the way through. Flash, full thrust, stance shift, all three of them. Uh, you may not be using them in PVE, but it's just good skill to have. decent damage. It's frontal guard. It gives nice buffs. Been using the horror one. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, like I said, the only reason why I like Resonance better is because it's got a shorter cooldown and it's super armor. Horror Slam's definitely more damage. Definitely more damage. So that's just preference. Um, all three of the flashes, right? Flash, pull thrust, and stance shift. Do all three of them. And then I do bolt wave, but I lock jolt wave. You're never using jolt wave in awakening. You will use bolt wave a lot to that's like the quickest swap from awakening to pre-awakening is bolt wave. Um, and going from awakening to pre-awakening is actually the fastest way to use bolt wave. So if I'm like trying to do a cancel with bolt wave and I'm in pre-awakening, it's going to be slower. Bolt wave is actually slower than it is in awakening. I don't know why it does this auto attack first, but from awakening, it'll just do it instantly. Bolt wave, lock jolt wave. You don't need it. Void lightning is that's just for dog traps and pulls. Um, I pull with void. Uh, there's not a lot of pull spots where this is relevant anymore, but that's why I keep it unlocked. Absorb is the buff. Scratch is uh I don't know. I don't know. I think I keep it unlocked because it's a super armor and a CC. It's a stiff, a super armor and a stiff, and so if you're ever gonna do PvP, then you're gonna want to be using Scratch. Whiplash is stupid, useless. Throat burn is not great in Awakening, so I lock it. Trample is uh you can use it as a swap and a cancel. So if you do the sideways iframe, you press space and it will do trample and swap you to pre-awakening. So that is purely preference. If you don't want to, you don't have to use that. I would lock it for PvE. Surging Tide is kind of like trample. It's preference mostly for PvP because it's a protected. Uh, wait, never mind. Knockback is only PvE. I think people still use it in PvP as a skill that can control the dog. It's easy to mess up the combo when switching between pre and awakening. Yeah, it is, and that's why I don't like to go back and forth a lot. But I'll show you. I'll show you how I put them all together here in a second. Uh, uh, fearful. Fearful is another PvP related move. It has a super armor and it has a stun, so it's a protected CC. Um, so that's valuable for PvP. Uh, Roaring, I think, is just another way to control Halang, kind of like surging. When you use surging, it like Halang like goes to the target and does like a I don't know that thing. Jailers, your iframe. You should be familiar with this. Uh, it's really good damage for PVE. It's also incredible iframe. Grabs, grab. Tree climb is good movement. You should know these ones though. You don't get legendary leap. Sorry, sorry. Um, and that's it for like the skill tree setup. Animation's way too long. Uh, the jump, the extended jump. Okay. Let me see here. Have no cooldown set. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's a couple of things that you want to prioritize for PvE. Um, because they're faster and they do damage faster. They're higher DPS. Um, those skills are. Let me do it here, okay? So these will be the priorities, right? Priority one is Moonlight Strike. I think Moonlight Strike is the highest damage of, or the highest DPS of like your whole kit. Then is Intimidation. Uh, and then I think Full Moon or Soaring Strike. Am I on three? Three and four. Uh, then probably Legendary Beast Dance Echo. Then Echo Pierce. Then probably Beast Dance. Fuck, what number am I on? Then Rampage. I no Skybound Stab. Shit, what number am I on? Nailed it. Exactly right. All right. And then all around spinner. And then wait, what happened? Oh, I want Beast Rampage and then all around spinner. Uh, and then I would say probably your bombs, Jolt Stab and Breast Spike. Then Jailer. Then back to Resonance. Or if you have, or if you're using Horror Slam, that's okay too. Right? I think this should look right. And then like the lowest priority would be uh Celestial Slam. That's just a filler. You shouldn't need any filler. All these skills have like very short cooldowns. Very short cooldowns. So you shouldn't need any filler. Um you don't use Howling at all? No. Some guides recommended it, but wasn't sure what situations. So howling is the 6,000 times 2, 100% critical. Is this quick slot? Oh hell no, that is way too slow. That's too slow. It takes forever. That would be like even lower than Celestial Slam, man. I would put Celestial Slam above that. Yeah. All right. So this is if you just want to like this is from the from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 11, 12, 13, 14, and this is 19 and 20. All right. So this is the order. Starts here and then goes there and then comes back around and like this. Okay. This is not the order that you want to use the skills, but these are the ones that are the highest priority that you want to use. Okay. Um, I can uh, you can kind of read the tooltips for the skills and kind of figure out how to put them all together. Um, I can tell you what my preference is, how I like to put them together and use them. Um, so we can just skip reading the tooltips, and I'll just tell you. So, flow intimidation is a flow off a beast rampage. You can also use it on a hot bar. It's very fast on a hot bar. So we put it on a hot bar. I would put it. Shit. Uh, I would put it on my mouse. Yeah. So it's very fast from your hot bar. You can use it on cooldown, off cooldown. You can use it all the time, right? So intimidation, I put that on my hot bar, and that's how I use it. I don't ever use it flying after Beast Rampage. Uh, Echo Pierce is it's just a flow. You press stance or you press space. Excuse me. You press space after almost anything, and you can use uh Echo Pierce. And this is one that you can also use off cooldown. Uh, so it's just gonna like flow after something else. So you got to do something else before this, right? Legendary Beast Dance Echo. This one's Shift Q, and you're gonna use Shift Q to do it. All these tooltips, you see all this shit here? These tooltips are huge, man. Like, how do you know what you want to use how do you want to use Legendary Beast Dance and Legendary Beast Dance Echo? You can read it all and get a good understanding of it, but the best there's 4 different skills in these skills. It's really wacky. But depending on which input you use to use the skill is which attack type you'll get out of it. Yeah, it's confusing because of all the options. Right. Um the thing to remember here is that don't overthink it. You don't want to overthink it, especially if you're only doing PvE. You don't need to overthink it at all. All right. Um you just go with whatever feels the most natural for you, but um the recommendation would be whatever has the most damage the fastest. And I believe it's a Azure Dragon, the A RMB. This is Azure Dragon, does like a lightning. I believe that that's the most damage. Wait. Your dragon. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. This is weird. So I have the Azure Dragon buff, right? I can do a bunch of different shit. I can do a whole bunch of different things, right? And I still have the Azure Dragon like buff, like stance. What that means is my Echo skill. So Echo is Shift Q. My Echo skill will always have whatever this buff is. So when I Shift Q, it'll be the Azure Dragon, right? Every time I do it, I can even spam it. The skill you can just do it all, even with the cooldown, right? It'll always be Azure Dragon. The only way that this will change is if you do a different version of the normal stance, which is a right mouse button. Yeah. So I did left. I did A right mouse button, and it gave me Azure Dragon. If I do D right mouse button, it gives me Tiger. If I do forward, it gives me Vermilion Bird. If I do down, it gives me Turtle. Right. Uh, there's a it doesn't consistently the skills don't consistently match up. Like you can't say like oh the highest DPS is Turtle and then the Echo version of Turtle. See the Echo version of Turtle is this one. You know that it's not like they don't match up. It's weird and it's stupid. Honestly, if I'm you and I'm just like getting used to PVE with the Tamer, I would keep my Azure Dragon, and I wouldn't really use Legendary Beast Dance that often. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna move it right here. Put it down here. All you want to do is activate Dragon because the Legendary Beast Dance Dragon, it's not that. It's very slow. Okay, it's a slow skill, but yeah, you know, it's okay damage. It's decent damage. It's just a slow skill. So I would keep it so that you'll always have the Azure Dragon buff for the Echo skill for Shift Q. That is very fast. Very fast. Um okay, so that's how Legendary Beast Dance works. It's very confusing, but you know, you can do WASD RMB and it will give you a different buff for each variation. And as long as you have this buff, then you will get the corresponding like skill here in the Echo. All right. Oh, it's also got AP. Nice. You get AP from something else. Yeah, AP from. Okay, we're already getting AP from Moonlight, so that's fine. It's just another way to get the AP buff with Azure Dragon. Okay. So that's Intimidation. Celestial Slam's like a very low priority filler. Uh, Beast Rampage is almost it's like a little bit better than Celestial Slam, but not by much. So yeah, Intimidation. We're gonna hotbar that. Legendary Beast Dance Echo. We're gonna keep this on uh Azure Dragon by just setting it up with Legendary Beast Dance. Like this buff will last for an hour, a whole hour. Um, if you ever like accidentally screw it up and do something else, like I got Turtle, and you Shift Q and you're like, oh, that one what I thought that it was. supposed to be Azure Dragon. Why am I doing the turtle? You just do the skill again as Azure Dragon, and then it'll go back to doing the echo correctly. Should be it. All right. Then we've got all around spinner and soaring strike. Okay, soaring strike is big time damage, very good. It's also got a long cooldown. It used to be 10 seconds. It looks like it's only 7 now. That's incredible. I think it's in the right place. Yeah, I think it's in the right place. You know, it's the 4th highest damage. Because it's just such big damage. You know, keep the dragon up. You lose it, put it up. Got it. The soaring strike is either it's like intimidation where you can use it after all around spinner and just flow into it, or you can put it on a quick slot. And I will put it on a quick slot on my mouse. And okay, so on my quick slot, I've got intimidation and then soaring strike. That's soaring strike. Okay. I think I can use it from. You can't use it in Reawakening with the short sword. Uh, just keep that in mind. Uh, the other ones. Moonlight Strike. That's self-explanatory, man. It's WF. Uh, it's very high damage, very fast attack, 4-second cooldown. It's awesome. Um, Flow Full Moon. You can't. You have to wait for the cooldown on this one. Moonlight Strike. You have to wait for the 4-second cooldown, but it's very short cooldown. Flow Full Moon is a 5-second cooldown, right? And you have to. It flows after a couple of skills, not just Moonlight. Okay. Um, you can flow after Legendary Beast Dance, which is low priority. You don't want to do that. It also flows after Moonlight, but it also flows after Soaring Strike. Okay. Sometimes that's how I like to put it together because of how the add-ons match up. I'll do Soaring Strike and Full Moon, and I won't do Full Moon on my Moonlight Strike. So when it's not on cooldown, I can use it with Moonlight Strike, and that's you just press LMB. You just press LMB and it'll do it. That at the end does the same thing for if you use Soaring Strike, and that's good. That's good damage. Low cooldown. What do I have on here? I talked about. Oh, this is fun. So this skill is annoying because it like has the same name as 2 different skills. It's Legendary Beast Dance, just like Legendary Beast Dance, but it's also Echo, like Echo Pierce. So, uh, try to like not get them confused. Echo Pierce is the one you use space. You have to use space after almost anything. You use space. Legendary Beast Dance Echo is Shift Q, and that's the one that you want to keep the buff from Azure Dragon on Legendary Beast. Um, and then what else did I have on here? Okay, so uh, playing Tamer is grunts and struggle not to get confused. It really is. I'm going through the long explanation of all this stuff right now so that it explains why I'm doing them in a certain order later on. I'll put it all together for you, right? Um The Skybound stab. This one's not a very high priority because it's not very much damage, but it is the DP debuff, right? It's it's the only way to get the DP debuff on the mobs. So you do want to use this as like your pre debuff part of your combo. So it is important. Flow Ascension is just you just flow after it. You just hold F, just F, and then you hold F, and it goes. So that'll just flow immediately after. You don't even have to think about it. It's just the forward attack. Wait, let me see. Bring that 2 extra hits at the top. At that. Boop, boop. That was Ascension. Ah, all right. And then the 2 last things on the list is Beast Rampage and All Around Spinner. And these are just filler skills. Um, they're not. I don't use them as combo skills to like lead into anything else or nothing. These are just filler. Um, that's really it. 7-second cooldown. Spinner is not great. Spinner's good damage, but it's just slow, 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 slow. All right. Okay. And then lastly, you've got your skill enhancement, your bombs. I really like Jolt Stab and Breast Spike. I do these together in succession all the time while I'm grinding. Right? Hello, guy. Anyway, and then the other one is Jailer. All right. So all of these you can use very quickly from Awakening. All right. Uh, to do the Rabomb skills, you, you just shift Z. It's easy. You do the Rabomb skill. You don't have to pre combo it with anything or anything. It's just you're just instantly there. All right. And then for Jailer, and then Resonance is the same. It'll just swap you automatically, no matter what. But for Jailer, I don't think Jailer will combo after these. Wait for this cooldown. I want to see if this will combo. Don't those skills knock you out of Awakening? They do, yes. Yeah. But the reason why I I show them to you is because they are good damage for PVE. And if you need to put them in your combo somewhere for filler, then they're pretty good. They're better than these. Better than these. So the Jailer, you can't combo all 4 of these together. You can't combo them all together. So um you kind of have to get to them separately, right? Jailer is slow as fuck if you don't cancel the first hit. And the best way to cancel the first hit from Awakening is to use Bolt Wave. This is why we have Bolt Wave unlocked. This is why we kept Bolt Wave unlocked and we left Jolt Wave. So from the Awakening stance, Bolt Wave is fucking instant. Instant. And then you can just press F and do Jailer right after. They'll skip the beginning. Say I use them, how would you quickly switch back to the Awakening? Alright. There's I use let me look. I use 2 options, okay? Uh one is like the most basic option is the iframe, right? The iframe will put you back into awakening. Can't do it forward. WWL, and talk about that in a second. But the iframe will put you back into awakening. All right. Easy way. Yeah, it's the easy way. The other way is to use intimidation, which I put on the hot bar down here that I have on my mouse. That will take me back into awakening. It's important for some PvP combos because you'll do like because your grab is oh god because your grab is in pre-awakening, and I like to do flash, and then from here you got to get back into awakening to finish off your combo. And so there's a couple of options. I like to use intimidation to get back into. It also does a float, so that's important for PvP. So it's just good to know that. Um, okay, okay. Something else to know is if you leave evasion unlocked, like the SF, yeah, these things are fucking. They provide a lot of utility for Tamer. Like you can cover a lot of ground with these SF and SE. A lot of utility. Uh, there's nothing specific that I can teach you about them, how to like use them all the time. It's just gonna like how do they fit into your movement, you know? I think that's it. I think that's it, and I can show you a combo now. So you can build your add-ons. Probably different every grind spot that you do. Um, for me, even in succession, my combo, my skill combo, is different at almost every single place. Awakening Tamer is the same. Uh, and part of the reason is because all these cooldowns are very short. All these skill animations are very fast. And so you can just run through them very quickly. And so you can kind of build your own combo however you want to. Uh, the only things like you just want to remember a couple of things at the beginning of your combo. Moonlight Strike should probably be first, okay? Because it has your AP buff. And that's the only free free buff skill that you need, you know? Nothing else gives you any buffs. Moonlight Strike is the only buff. Tamer's great. I mean this sarcastically. Tamer's great because she doesn't have any fucking buffs. There are no buffs. Only Moonlight. Yeah. So it makes it simple. You don't have to worry about a whole lot, but you can't buff anything. You can't buff no critical rate, no back attack damage, no fucking nothing. So uh you start with Moonlight and then you kind of just go from there, right? I know that after Moonlight I can flow directly into Full Moon. You know, I can just go Moonlight, Full Moon, right? So I can just Moonlight, Full Moon. for my to start my combo, and then I want to do some combination of intimidation, boring strike, legendary beast dance echo, and echo. Running around the world with no buffs or anything. Yeah, very true. It's also stupid because her E buff, her class buff, is DR. No attack speed, no damage, nothing. It's just DR and evasion. Anyway. Oh, the other thing. Sorry. Um, I was going to say before I started talking about the combo, if you leave evasion unlocked in pre-awakening or in succession, it's a iframe and then a lingering super armor. It was very important. This is very important um, to keep it unlocked. In awakening, it is it is now also an iframe into a super armor. Okay, so the two um, first you have these two. You got leaf weave and flow gust. Okay, so you do both of these, and then the next skill is evasion. And you can do this non-stop. It's always iframe, super armor, no cooldown, right? So you can do this all the time, right? Nice, very nice. It is good. I think the other thing about evasion is you want to have it unlocked so that you can use WW. WW is very important. You use WW in succession, so you should be familiar with it. You use it in awakening as a stance swap. This is how you can change to pre-awakening. Okay. Now the reasons for changing to pre-awakening, those are mostly PvP related. Okay, but it is uh it is a very critical thing for PvP. The knowing how to get into pre-awakening because it's an iframe super armor. There's lots of reasons to go into pre-awakening. She's got a bunch of protected CCs in pre-awakening. Also, a really good movement skill, tree climb. If you're in pre-awakening and you use WF, it does tree climb. If tree climb is on cooldown, and you're in pre-awakening and you do WF, it does moonlight strike. Okay? That'll swap you back. So it's not a very high priority. If you're in pre-awakening and you want to get to awakening, I don't recommend using tree climb and moonlight strike. It's not a good recommendation. Uh, that's kind of it. That's kind of it, really. For the PVE combo, you can just go down the line. I use moonlight, then full moon, moonlight, full moon, and then you can use intimidation, soaring strike, 50 space to echo. Oh, I almost forgot. You got to use Garuda or skybound stab. So I can do moonlight, full moon, skybound stab, and then ascension. It's flow, the flow ascension. You just hold it for a little bit. And then I go whatever feels best for you, man, in whatever order you want. None of these you don't have to pre-combo anything except for uh, Echo Pierce. You do have to use Echo Pierce after something else, but you just use these two on the hotbar. You know, intimidation. Oh, that's soaring strike. Intimidation and soaring strike. I just use this from the hotbar. I'm just using them down here. And then you can just fucking whatever order you want, preference, okay? Um, and then for filler skills, uh, what is this? SRMB? SLMB. Yeah, SLMB is Beast Rampage. It's okay. And then Shift. Oh my god, okay, that's 100%. And then Shift RMB is all around spinner. It's I like to use the forward guard. That's why I like to put uh all around spinner in my combo. Is for the forward guard. Speaking of the forward guard, I also like to put the forward guard on Skybound Stab. Just a little bit of extra protection. That's it. Actually, I find her a bit simpler now. After understanding all this, she doesn't seem that complicated to play anymore. A lot of uh a lot of the skills and the confusing things about Tamer are for PvP, not for PvE. So you just gotta like ignore the PvP stuff, know that it exists, but just ignore it. So you gotta use 16 skills in a specific order. No, yeah. Um, and it's cool because these things are that's 4 second cooldown, 5 second, 5 second, 7 second, 4 second, 5 second, and 6 second. That's why you need the fillers, is because they go by so fast, right? Not, even Moonlight Strike wasn't done with its cooldown when I finished all of these. So yeah, very fast. And that's why I say the order that you put them together, it's preference for you. Because you don't need to flow one into the other. They will almost all of them will cancel each other. And then the last thing is just your skill add-ons, and this is just up to you, you know. You can do whatever you want. I would do Moonlight, gives me attack rate. Low full moon would give me crit damage, attack, and then oh, here's the trick. Here's the trick. Um, intimidation. It doesn't directly have a skill add-on, but if you put an add-on on Beast Rampage, it will it will work on intimidation. Okay, let me show you. The Beast Rampage, and we're gonna put accuracy and evasion. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you when you use intimidation, it'll give you accuracy and evasion. Accuracy, evasion. Right? Intimidation, accuracy, and evasion. Right? So Rampage, the Beast Rampage add-on will apply to intimidation. And remember, intimidation is very fast. You can use it on cooldown. So uh the skill is it's a tier 1 skill or cooldown. It's a tier 1 add-on. Tier 1 add-on. And so you can put it on, you can put like HP recovery, movement speed, and just always have it up, always. Anyway, that's not what I would use Beast Rampage for. What I do. What else do we have? I would double stack. I would stack up Skybound Stab. So this is your DP debuff. So I would stack up your DP debuff on here. Evasion for fun, whatever. Yeah, crit rate, attack speed, back attack crit, DR reduction. Yeah, now what? Doesn't matter. Uh, I like to put the DP debuff on Soaring Strike because it has a large AoE. And I think it has a slow. What's it got? I don't have a slow. Oh, here, let me tell you, let me explain a tip to you that you may not. This is for every class all the time, and how you like build your add-on. Okay. I never talk this much, man. Okay. So right now I have uh two skills that have back attack and critical hit as their add-ons. Soaring Strike and Full Moon. They both have back attack and critical hit. Difference is this is a tier 1. You work overtime, yeah, man. So the tier 1 only lasts for 5 seconds, and the tier 2 lasts for uh 7 seconds. Okay? You got to be careful with these because um they don't they don't stack and refresh the way that you think that they would, right? If you do the tier 1 debuff on a mob and then you hit it with the tier 2, it will take this 5 second and become 7 seconds. Okay? So that's fine. That's okay. But if you take this tier 2 add-on and you hit a mob first with this and put the 7 second debuff on it, if you hit it with full moon, this 5 second debuff won't work, won't happen at all. It doesn't matter, like it could be like one more second, it doesn't matter. It will not apply this buff. Yeah. And it applies that idea of the tier 1 and tier 2. Um like this buff won't even overwrite. Like it won't even like say if you like instantly do one and then another, it won't even change the cooldown to 5 seconds. It won't even like overwrite the 7 seconds with a shorter period. It will just not work at all. And the same thing happens with self buffs on yourself, like critical hit rate and attack speed. If you have a 7 second buff for critical and attack speed, and you do uh attack speed and critical hit rate for 12 seconds, if you do the 12 second one and then you do the 7 second one, it will do nothing. Nothing at all. Okay? So that is all the classes, every class, PvE, PvP, every add-on, all of them. Okay? And what that means is you just don't want to mix. I don't want to mix attack speed and critical hit rate with another tier, you know? Yeah. That just makes it a little bit trickier to like know which skills are tier 1 and which skills are tier 2. So if you want to like make sure that you're reapplying a buff or having a buff up consistently, then you know you want to match up the tiers for the two skills that you want to both have the same buff. Okay, that's it, man. That's Tamer PvP. That's Tamer PvE.